Hey guys, welcome to the first volume of my Linkology series. Today we will be talking about spacing, as shown in the following clips. Spacing is creating the right amount of space to maintain neutral, or to put yourself in the advantage state, while decreasing the chance of being in the disadvantage state. Simply put, you're putting yourself in a safe position to find the right balance between risk and reward. Creating the right amount of space to put yourself in the advantage state is one of the key ways to win neutral. I will be going over 4 moves today: jab, Boomerang, Ftilt, and veer. So let's first talk about Link's jab. Jab is one of Link's most used neutral tools because of its bare bones input. However, it is a highly punishable move without proper spacing. To get a feel for Link's jab range, stand on top of a battlefield platform and use it as a ruler. Try jab 1 a few times to see how far away you can stand from your opponent. Now try with jab 2. You'll notice it has more range than jab 1, but it has the same amount of delay after it's over. Now try with jab 3. It has the most range, but the most amount of delay. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Just as a side note, keep in mind the distances change when your opponent shields, but you should focus more on unshielded spacing to gain actual advantage. Since jab 3 has too much delay, it's a good idea to get the habit of throwing out either only jab 1 or jab 1 and 2 for spacing and in general. A well-spaced jab 3 can be punished very easily for its delay at the end. So consider only throwing out jab 3 if jab 2 connects or you are certain you cannot be punished. Now how do you set yourself up for proper spacing with jab? Here are a few ways. First, you can do it with dashes and foxtrots. This is very useful at the start of matches to get the feel for your opponent's movement at low mid percents, or whenever you want to slow down your gameplay while your enemy keeps their distance also. Make sure that when you're jabbing while dashing or running to let go of your joystick to put it back to a neutral position, otherwise you will end up doing dash attacks instead. Also make sure to do this while you are pivoting, or you may do an F-tilt or F-smash instead. It is also worth noting that when you're dashing or running forward, there is a skid animation. During this animation, you can jab early to create more space, or you can delay your jab to slide further forward to close in more. Second, you can time your landing while fast falling after a short hop or a full hop to position yourself properly for spacing. You can even add falling nairs to mix it up and to add some protection. And now for Link's F-tilt. F-tilt is one of Link's kill confirms that has a lot of range. However, it has a ton of lag and startup time. It is a very risky move to use without proper spacing or movement. Before we begin, I highly recommend setting your C-stick to tilt attack. To space this move properly, you can perform pivot F-tilts. Simply dash or run the opposite direction and let go of your joystick, and then quickly tilt your C-stick forward. You can even do a pivot cancel F-tilt for extra spacing. Simply run, and as you are turning around, input an F-tilt in the opposite direction to cancel the pivot animation. If you do this correctly, you should slide further back. Pivot F-tilts are used best against aerials and is a perfect spacing tool against characters with less range, such as Yoshi, Mario, or Kirby. You can avoid damage and punish almost instantly. Make sure to pivot your F-tilts more and outrange your opponents. Now let's talk about Link's Boomerang. It is an essential projectile used frequently for most matchups. However, it has a very long startup time, and you can get punished very easily during it. The general idea of spacing your boomerang is to first dash backwards a little bit and do a directional short hop. It's also a good idea to throw it downwards to hit smaller or shorter characters such as Squirtle or Olimar. If you are doing too many accidental full hops, keep practicing just your short hops first. Full hops aren't optimal with the spacing technique because you're spending too much time in the air and you have a huge blind spot underneath you and the boomerang will miss anyone there. Use this simple technique to avoid punishes easily, and if you get lucky, you can do a quick follow-up. You don't always have to be a sitting duck with your boomerang. And finally, let's talk about veer. Veer racks up damage quickly, and the second hit is a strong kill confirm. To space veer, you need to do what's called a retreating veer. You can either do it with directional short hops while facing the same direction and tilting your C-stick forward. Or you can do it with a full hop or while you're in midair. or you can jump forward and do a double jump backwards. Retreating fairs can be useful for certain matchups such as Jigglypuff or Wario. It is also useful in situations where you are falling back in midair while your opponent is drifting towards you. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please make sure to subscribe to my channel. I will be posting more Link tutorials and highlights very soon, so stay tuned. Also, make sure to follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Have fun training, guys.